here's how I would make the DC Cinematic Universe. So we'll start off with Batman. It's going to be a Batman who's been fighting crime now for like 5 or 6 years. He's got Dick Grayson with him as Robin. He's got Barbara Gordon with him as Batgirl. And he'll face the Riddler and Two-Face, or the Riddler and somebody. Then we'd move into a Superman movie, very similar to Man of Steel, with General Zod being his first villain. I'm fine with that. He also has been a superhero now for 4 or 5 years. So he's got some experience under his belt. Then we'd go into a Flash movie. This is a young Barry Allen who's just really figuring out his powers. He's going to fight like Captain Cold and some other more minor villains. Then we'd get an Aquaman movie, very similar to just the Aquaman movie that we got. And then we would end Phase 1 with Justice League teaming up, those 4 characters that we've introduced, teaming up with Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, and Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I don't want to introduce Cyborg yet because I want him to be introduced with the Teen Titans first and then get promoted. How I would make the DC Cinematic Universe, Phase 2, Part 1. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Wonder Woman movie. It's going to be a prequel movie. I would like to just copy and paste the Wonder Woman movie that we got. I think it makes sense for the character. She's the longest serving superhero in this universe that we currently, are going to get to see, so it just makes sense to show that off about her. Then we're going to do a Flash 2 movie, and I'm thinking definitely not introduce Reverse Flash yet. I want that to be his big villain. Maybe introduce it in like the end credit scene or at the end of the movie, but I want to show off him as the end of the trilogy, so I'm thinking somebody like the Thinker. We would also introduce Wally West, Kid Flash, Ginger Wally West in this movie. Then we would move into the Teen Titans movie. This is going to be Dick Grayson, Robin, Cyborg, Starfire, Wally West, Kid Flash, and Donna Troy, Wonder Girl. We'll introduce Beast Boy and Raven as well as other Titans members when Tim Drake leads the team. How I would make the DC Cinematic Universe Phase 2 Part 2. Okay, so then we'll introduce a Superman 2 movie. This will have Lex Luthor in it, but not in like a power suit Lex Luthor. It's going to be Lex Luthor kind of controlling things behind the scenes. I'm thinking, introduce like a Doomsday character or someone similar to that and then set up Lex Luthor to be, kind of the face-off for the Superman 3 movie next phase. I want a Martian Manhunter origin story. I don't know that we'll get a full trilogy out of him, but I think at the very least it would be cool to explore how he came to be and his whole purpose of coming down to the Earth in the first place. Then we'll get a Green Lantern Corps movie with Hal Jordan, who's the only Green Lantern we've introduced so far. I'm thinking introduce the Sinestro Corps, the Yellow Corps, and Sinestro can be the big bad of this one. How I would make the DC Cinematic Universe Phase 2 Part 3. Okay, I've got to wrap up this phase, so I'm going to make this quick. We would get a Batman 2 movie, still with Robin and Batgirl, but this time we're going to introduce Blue Beetle, Ted Kord Blue Beetle. He's just going to be he's going to be there to help. And I'm thinking Scarecrow as well as Riddler coming back to be the villain again. I'm a big Riddler fan, just leave me alone. Then we'll get a Green Arrow movie with Black Canary. Then we'll get an Aquaman 2 movie, and I'm thinking introduce Black Manta as the villain, and also introduce Garth Aqualad. Obviously, this would set up to make an even sweeter introduction to Jackson Hyde's Aqualad in a later phase. And then the Justice League movie, and you've got all of the returning cast, because nobody died in the first one, plus Green Arrow, Black Canary, and I think Blue Beetle would be able to help with this battle too. It'd be really cool.